Hey guys, good morning. Yay! All right, let me find Puzzle Rush. It's tactics time. So it's 5:38. I will 1, 2. I have 1 hour and a half tops to stream. So I'll be doing tactics on chess.com and Puzzle Rush too. Can I do this bigger? Yeah. So I will do the Puzzle Rush like this. Okay, my goal as usual is to do around 30 if possible, but I played a couple of Bookhouse games and I was missing a lot of threads, so maybe I'm not in my best to do this. Anyway, let's start. This is gonna be a checkmate. Ooh. Okay, no bishop blindness, checkmate. So far easy. And so trapped queen there. Trapped pieces are not the easiest puzzles. Knight e7 was an option. Trapped. Was check my next move. This is not, yeah, because, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the simplest. Checkmate in 2. Oh, this is checkmate in 2 too. And should I go for the? I think I should. Here, black, and this is checkmate in 2. I mean, and now this is winning. Check, check and mate. Check, check, and he blocks. Okay. That queen seems trapped to me. Okay, bishop g4. Check, 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 checkmate, right? And what's going on here? Queen d5. Winning material. This fork will win. I think it. So queen g5. Queen g5, right? Because there's no way to block the diagonal. That was easy. Queen e7 is a fork. Okay. Free bishop. Should I take first? There, takes there. Nothing wrong with taking here first. Maybe there was something wrong. Okay. Pepe, Pepe, stop blundering. Huh. I think this should be winning. Now it's obviously this, but trying to calculate. Okay. Hey Armisiev, what's up? How are you doing? So take there. Take. I don't know. I couldn't calculate, and time pressure there. I collapsed. Not sure. If I take on f6, he takes on c3. If I go knight b6 or knight c7, he takes on c3. If I take with the bishop, he takes the bishop. And then what? Not bad. Cool. Cool. That's good to know. I'm missing something here. Rook takes. Oh, look at this move. Rook takes. Yeah, I think that could be it. 2 pieces for the rook. Important information. What? Okay, let's go to the tactics. Tactics. What important information? Let's go RAR. About how are you doing? Not bad, yeah. Неплохо. Yeah, not bad, it's important information. Okay, can I draw arrows? Yes, I can. Nice. And I can put colors. Okay. Yeah. Time to wake up. Hey, Chess Fan. What is up? I'm reading some messages on Discord. Okay. All right, let's try. You made a Puzzle Rush site, chesscap.org. Okay, cool. I'll check that out later. Thanks for sharing. Now I'm gonna do tactics, but I will try that later. Well, later today I have a very busy day, but yeah, if that's nice, I might stop doing it on chess.com because I don't really like chess.com. I've been using Blitz Tactics so far. Blitz Tactics. I think I have a command for Blitz Tactics, and yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I will try ChessCap. Thanks for sharing. Maybe if I like it, I will stream for sure. Okay, let's do tactics here. So in this position, we are material down. It's 2 pawns and an exchange down. So we better do something. Good news is this white king is really exposed. Really exposed. Like some some checkmating ideas, and if the king tries to run here, we always have a dark square bishop also. So this is nice. We have a lot of play against the king. And for the moment, these rooks are passive, so that's good news. Our king is pretty safe, I would say. So it's like a risk-free position, I think, a risk-free attack. But how to do it? Well, one idea is to go bishop a3. Bishop a3 is really annoying because it cuts the king and threatens rook b8 killing, basically killing. Rook b8, rook b2, winning material, but then it should be queen versus two rooks, always hard to assess. But yeah, this is definitely one of my candidate moves. What else? Well, the check. And by the check I mean this one, but we also have this one. And I don't see any other interesting checks. So I have a quiet move, bishop a3. I have two checks to consider. I don't really see any other appealing move. So I will start calculating some of them. So it's easier to start with the checks. So let's start with this check. I think it's the most promising one, if it works. Two options, king a1 or king c1, because queen b2 is not a move. So I'm going to start with king c1, which is the easiest because we still have checks. We have more checks. So bishop a3 or bishop e3 or queen e3 are possible. I would say bishop a3 check. If king goes up, already rook b2 wins material, so king here only move. And then rook back to, hey Tico, what's up? And then rook to d8 wins on the spot. So king a1 was forced. So rook b8 check, king a1 forced. Then I pretty much like the idea of rook b3 to a3. But let's see if there's some other idea. How are you, Tico? Or Taiko? How are you, Taiko? Little headache. Oh, that's not good, but you will survive. Okay. Good. That's good. If you survive, that's good. It's good to survive. Okay, we have, so after king a1 I have two movers, like ideas of two moves. One is rook b3 to a3, another is bishop a3 to b2. The problem with doing a two moves plan is white has one move to defend. Life advice, just survive. Alright, it would be so nice to have a queen a3 move. Oh, what I don't like about chess.com is you cannot draw an arrow from here to here. Only chess you're pretty free to do random arrows. Here I need to do only I can only do legal moves for the arrows. I have some notifications. Nah, my teammates, it's okay. So rook b8, king a1 is the most forcing line so far. What could I do there? Okay, let's start with rook b3. I'm threatening rook a3, and to be honest, I'm not sure if rook a3 is that killing. It seems killing. So let's say, for example, one line, rook e1, rook a3 check. King b2 is possible as long as after rook a2 he goes to b1. Then both queens are hanging. So in that line we have queen b6 check is not possible. So king b2 is annoying. But even king b1 after rook a3 check, what are we threatening? Then I have queen b6 check. Queen b6 check, king c1, rook a1, or bishop e3. That would be not good. But king b2, queen b6 check anyway. The rook is defended. What are you thinking, Pepe? Okay. So let's start again. King a1 only move, and then rook b3. Then if rook here, check. And there's no queen a2, so king b1 or king b2. Against both of them, queen b6 check, king has to go to c1. In the other line, after king b1, the extra option of queen b2 is not an option because of rook b3, and the queen no longer controls h7, so there's no mate on e8, so or distraction to our queen. Oh yeah, there is a distraction to our queen. Oh, look at that. That line is good resource by white. Let me put it on the arrows. So the line I'm thinking is rook b3, rook e1, rook a3 check, king b1, queen b6 check. Oh no, the queen is not on b8. Oof that. Okay, forget what I said. That line works the same as king b2. It's exactly the same. So king b2, queen b6 check, king c1, and we're in that position. And that was all forced. Then after king c1 I have rook a1 check or bishop e3 check. I think bishop e3 check is probably killing, because if he sacks the exchange, takes, oh, king back to b2. Then it's not. Then let's continue with rook a1 check. King must go to d2. And then we have a check on d6. Queen cannot interpose because of rook a2 check, so king e2 only move. All of this is forced, but I don't know how to continue. Unless queen e6 check wins, because we're threatening rook a2. So the only way to stop losing the queen, to prevent losing the queen, would be... Now there's several ways. But queen e4 fails to queen a2 with checkmate. Aha. I like that one. So queen e4 doesn't work. And so either king d2, rook a2 losing the queen, or king d3. But king d3 cannot be good. If king d3 works, I'm confused. Well, I think we're winning the queen. Is that enough? Like queen f5 or queen g6, I think they're both the same. And not to lose the queen, he has to go to d2, then bishop e3, sacrificing the bishop. Oh, but then it would be rook and bishop for queen. Again, not what I wanted. So wait, with the king on d3, we might have something better. Oh yeah, we have queen check here. Only move back to e2, and then queen c4 check. And if he puts the queen in d3, rook a2 wins the queen, so king to d2, and then rook a2 winning the queen. I think I have a forcing line that wins queen for rook. Let me show it again. Maybe there's a better line, and that's something that is a problem on chess.com. If you have several winning lines, you must find the best one. So that's tough, because my line might work and still not be the solution. Okay, so rook b8, we said king a1 was forced. Then rook b3 And okay, because this is a quiet move, I was considering rook e1, and rook e1 seems to lose, but then it's not a forced line. Okay, against rook e1 I thought I found a forced line with rook a3 check, king b1 or king b2, it doesn't matter, queen b6 check, king c1, rook a1 check, king d2, queen d6 check, king, not to lose the queen, king e2, then queen e6 check, queen e4 fails to queen a2 with checkmate, so king d3 or king d2, king d2, king d2, it's the same as king d3, we go here with check, king back to e2, then queen c4 check, then king back to d2, then rook a2. Okay, and we're threatening that after rook b3, we're threatening that pretty much against any slow move, like even f4 allows the same. f4 gives an extra square to the king. Okay, g4, h5, rook h2, all of them allow that. So which move wouldn't allow that? Oh, you know what? We're also threatening queen c4. That might be easier. But it's not. Okay, against rook e1 we cannot, but against any move that doesn't threaten to back rank us, so rook e1 or rook d1, against any other move besides rook e1 or rook d1, we're also threatening queen c4, queen takes a4 with checkmates. So I really like rook b3. And what else can they try? Rook d1 maybe? Rook d1, again queen d4, queen c4 doesn't work, but the check here will, I think. So king b2 or king b1 again, queen b6 check, I'm gonna do the same. And now after king c1 we can go bishop e3 because rook d2 only move, rook a1 winning the queen. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for it. I don't see any flaws in rook b8. Maybe the second move is tougher now. Rook b3, maybe there's a better move. What could white do against rook b3? I mean, queen a2 doesn't work because rook a3 pins the queen. So rook b1, is that crazy? Then we win the queen. Check and check. I'm gonna do it, guys. Oh, yes, we go for the line I calculated. Yes. I'm so excited when when I calculate something and it's right. Okay, let's show the lines because there was some. Hey, Chespatzer, Wales. How you doing, Sean? Let me show the line. So rook b8 check. First move, can I turn the engine off? How can I? Settings? Show best move, show evaluation. No lines. And if any, the shortest. Okay. I'm fine, Sean. Yeah, I'm on my holidays week. So I thought I would stream more, but at the same time, I'm like doing more stuff, so I stream less. What does self-analysis mean? Okay, never mind. I think I'm good to go now. So yeah, this check, king c1 or king a1 is forced, because after king c1 we would play this check, and after this we would play this and win. So king a1 was forced, and then rook b3, the quiet move, but this is a really strong threat. And rook e1 was played. Any other move would be worst. What? I didn't do anything. Why did it move here? Self-analysis. Maybe I need to click self-analysis again. Okay, rook b3. So I think besides rook e1 or rook d1 or rook b1, any other move doesn't make sense, because he needs some counterplay. So rook e1 was the choice, but of course after rook d1, that removes a square from the king's escape, and that's going to be a problem, because now bishop e3 wins, because there's no king d1. And now we win the queen, because now queen b1 is only one. We checkmate, actually. This is checkmate. Okay, rook b1 wins the queen. Against rook b1 we win the queen immediately. Maybe there's a checkmate, but at least this wins the queen. So rook e1 was the attempt, check, king b1 only move, and now queen b6 check. And the puzzle stopped after king c1, rook a1 check. But let's show the lines, because it stopped, but of course the only move here is king d2. And then I think the way was queen d6 check, king e2, for example. I mean, there's no other move. At any moment, if he blocks, we win the queen with rook a2. So king e2 only move. Then queen e6 check, although the engine, I'm seeing this line here, gives queen e5. I think it's the same. I just wanted to go to the light square. And the idea is here we check on d5. And king must go here, and rook a2. Although for some reason I thought this check first, but yeah, it would be the same, with an extra option of check here. But yeah, just rook a2 here. Cool. Cool. Let me go back to here, to Puzzle Rush. Let's continue. Puzzle Rush, no, tactics. Okay, next tactic. That was the first one out of 5. Oh, I love endgames puzzles. Okay, what do we have here? We have white to move and win, because if it was a drawing puzzle, it would be very easy. So how do we win? Well, of course, there's only one way, promoting this pawn. How do I promote that pawn? This king will fight, this knight will fight. Let's start calculating the simple approach, pushing the pawn. What will black do? I'm thinking black will have some resources as knight g6 check at some point. That could be an option, but it takes a lot of time also to go there. Some knight h6 controlling f7 ideas too. But what should scare me, of course, is king g5, immediately attacking the pawn. Then I would have to defend it somehow. But then the king is controlling f6 already. So that's a good king. So we have two options here. Either we start running and then we solve the problems. Typically, that's the critical line, because the pawn is closer to promoting. So that's usually the critical line. when you have this kind of position. The problem is, I'm seeing there's some point in keeping the pawn there, that this king cannot go up. So for example, another idea would be to start helping with the king. The problem is, if he attacks my pawn, there's no way I defend it. So therefore there's only two options. Either I push the pawn. Hey, I'm nobody really. Thanks for the follow. Okay, because the pawn is really exposed here at f4 and king g4 is winning the pawn. I have two options. Either I push it already or I defend it in two moves. So king g7 is not going to defend it, so out of the question. This knight cannot defend the, yeah, this knight can defend the pawn, and this knight can defend the pawn too, so that makes the first move tough. For example, one idea could be knight here, and so king g4, knight here defends the pawn, but yeah, this would win on the spot, I think, king f5. Would draw, I mean. So where can the knight defend the pawn from after king g4? From here, here, this might be a better square. This knight could also defend it, but I think we can already discard any of those ideas, because after, let's say we defend the pawn from here, let's take one of them, like this one. If he goes king g4 and I have to defend the pawn, then he will play knight to e3 or even knight g3 in that case. The point is, once his knight controls f5, how do I make progress? So if I give him time to control f5 twice, I'm not gonna win. So f5 has to be the first move. And now let's take it from here. Okay, two ways to defend the pawn. Both of them give up the f6 square. You just know it's gonna end up with 3 knights versus 1. That would be funny. Giselle, hello. Okay, the good news in this position is I only have 2 candidate moves. So, pluses and hi, pluses and cons. f6 isn't a candidate. Oh wait, I can go f6. Thanks, Chris. I didn't even think about f6. F6 should be the first one. Wow, that's a strong move also. Oof, that. I told you I'm blind today. I'm blind. f6, of course. f6 and king g6 is forced, right? Because the knight is not in time to go. Knight push, knight push. So f6 forces king g6. I thought I was crazy. I mean, I don't want to think this puzzle is so easy, so I'm looking for the tough ways. Because after king g6, king g8, I don't see anything for black. So f6, king g6 is forced, king g8. And he has to go to h6. Okay, with the knight, I mean. So f6, king g6, king g8, and he has to go like knight e3, let's say, f7, knight f5. And if I promote to something different than a knight, if I promote to a queen, let's say, there's knight h6 check, king h8, knight f7 check, and back and forth. So that's the defensive resource black has. However, I think I still need to go for that. So here, 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 push. I mean, not push, but knight e3 or knight g3, both of them. Then we push, then he goes to f5 or g4. I think it's gonna be 3 knights versus 1. Or what? I mean, he would be threatening knight h6 check, so I really have to promote in that line. That's so interesting, but this knight is so out of play, I don't think it can help. You're laughing at Chess with Chris name? Why? Why? I think it's a good nickname. Also, he has a great stream. You should, if you don't know him, you should check it out. Chess with Chris. Yeah. Stream crashed. My stream did crash? Okay, I think I have to go f6. There's no other way, right? And here, there's no other way but king g8. So you don't stream anymore, Chris? Okay, so this position, two options. Either f7 and allowing these ideas, or I come to help to give some checks or something. Oh, give me a second, I need to answer a message here. Okay. You used to stream? Yes. Yes, he used to stream. Not a long time ago. I didn't know you were not streaming anymore. Okay, so how could our knight help? I mean, this idea is still there. So if my knight helps pushing the king out, black's king, we might have a chance. But if the knight lands on h6, maybe pushing the king out is not enough. Or maybe it is, because then we would have king g7. So let's consider how could we do that. Let's say knight here, for example. Let's say he goes knight here, threatening the pawn. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, threatening the pawn is annoying. I mean, it would be nice if he goes knight f5, then we go knight d5, then he goes knight h6 check, we keep the king somewhere over here, and then we go knight e7 check and king g7. But the problem is, if we go here or here or here, knight g4 threatens the pawn. If he takes the pawn, it's an immediate draw. And if we push him, if we push it, there's knight h6 check. So I think we have to go f7. There's no other way. And knight d6 before f7 seems to stop the perpetual. Okay, I did f7 already, so I guess you were wrong. Knight d6 before f7, but the knight was defending f6, so I couldn't go knight d6, could I? Yeah. And now knight h6 is a threat, so I need to promote, and I will need to promote to a knight. That's hilarious. How does the knight help? Well, in theory, Yeah, it's check first of all, but yeah, of course, it avoids the perpetual. And in theory, 3 knights versus 1 should win, but I mean, it's not the easiest. One second, I need to answer a message again. About today's trip. No. Never seen 3 versus 1. Yeah, I think I've seen it, but I can't remember. I've seen it at some point in my life. Okay, there's no other way, right? There's no other move. The king cannot move because knight h6. Here I lose the pawn. Here knight h6, and I have no checks. If I promote to anything different, it's a perpetual unless I then sack on f7. There's no checkmate ideas after that sack. So it's the only move. It's the only move I have to do it. And thankfully the puzzle is solved, because if I have to win this I will go to the analysis board and make some moves to see how to have a grasp on how difficult it could be. You would have never gotten that? No, I think you would, because it's pretty much forced moves. Like 4 knights beat a queen and 6 knights beat 2 queens. Every Russian schoolboy knows that. I don't know that. Yeah, the easy part of this puzzle is everything forced, because king g4 is such a strong threat. There's no way then to save the pawn, that f5 is the only move. After king g5, as you pointed out, f6 is the only move. If we passively defend it, the knight will come. Yeah, so f6, king g8 is the only move. After king g6, I mean. And now 93. Yeah, and again we need to promote because we don't have time. There's knight g4, so we need to go there, and after knight g4 again, only move, promote into a knight. So it's all only moves. That's how you solve this puzzle. It doesn't make this easier to win, but it's the only way. I would have tried to stop the knight from checking, because I wouldn't know that promoting to knight saves the game. I wouldn't be sure either. Okay, after the check, let's say black. I'm gonna try and play this for. Okay, maybe keeping the king, putting the king in the side of the board is not smart, but at the same time, it keeps this king away also. So, how do you win this? Let's bring the other knight. This would be a tough puzzle. How do I control that? This. I mean, this would be a draw immediately, because I allowed this check. It's not easy. If black can trade 1 knight, the game is a draw. Yeah. So you have to be careful. Knight g6 would be a blunder, for example. Hard to be careful here. Okay, let's control this way. Yeah, I mean, the 3 knights are really helpful. They control a lot of squares, but it would be nice to practice this against the computer. Maybe one day I practice this. I'm gonna add this to the to-do list. Okay, 1 second. I have already 2 things to do in future streams. So let me create a new note. Practice 3 knights versus 1 knight. And the other thing was check out chesscap.org. Okay, I can move on now. I will not practice it now. All right, let's keep it going. He can steal 95 check. You're right. You're right. Same blunder. Same blunder. Okay, I guess I shouldn't go to control that. This is tough. This is tough. Check. Okay, I will not practice it now. I'll take endings I'll never get over the board for $400, Alex. What? Okay, out and out. And let's continue. That was second out of 5 puzzles. And I have like half an hour left. So I'm behind in time. Yes, but white doesn't trade. Table base says white mates in 38. Oofda. That's the kind of endgame I don't want to play over the board. So it's like, you know, the queen versus rook endgame? Maybe it's similar. You mate with best play for both sides. You mate like in 40 moves also, 38 maybe. But the good news is over the board with human play, the queen always wins because it's so hard to defend. And maybe, yeah, what you say, I'm nobody really, it's true. No human could do that within 50 moves against a computer, but maybe against a human it's easy, like the queen versus rook. Queen versus rook, it's so hard to win against a computer in less than 50 moves, but against a human, you win with the queen every time because it's so hard to defend also. So yeah, it's, for example, the queen versus rook, I know the final part of it, like the easy part, once the king is in the side of the board, but it's really tough for me to go to push the king to the side of the board. There's so many possibilities, so much to study, and I never really studied it because against humans I have no problems. Against computer I cannot, but against humans I have no problems. So it's that kind of endgame you don't study it when you know you're gonna win anyway against a human. So yeah, interesting stuff. But I will check out the 3 versus 1 someday. Okay. Next puzzle. What do we have here? Oh, we have such a gorgeous rook here, controlling the 8th rank and trapping this king there. So for example, if we could play queen to g8 right now, queen to g8 or queen to h8 would be checkmate. The problem is we cannot even threaten that because these squares are not available for our queen, even if we could go there. I mean, this is the only way to access one of those squares, and no. On the other hand, queen a8, rook h8 is another checkmate construction that is really appealing here. So okay, queen a8 is gonna be on the list of candidate moves. I've never had queen versus rook in 25 years. Seems like a waste of time to study it apart from curiosity and enjoyment. Actually, I had it several times, and actually I saved one game defending rook versus queen. But to be honest, there was a blitz. It was an over-the-board blitz game with no increment, so it was a lot of pressure for the winning side. And the thing is, you get that, and I got it that way in that game. You get rook versus queen if you do if you're playing pawn versus rook and pawn versus rook, and you do the bridge maneuver, and you do it wrong. If you do it wrong, if you block with the rook, not in the 5th rank but in the 6th rank, you can get a queen versus rook, and that's how I got it in that game. Do you know what I'm saying? The typical endgame rook and pawn versus rook, that position where you're winning and you can do the bridge with your rook so that you will promote. But if you do it one, yeah, okay. Maybe I can put it on the board. Can I put it on the board? If I go to Lichess, give me 1 second, because this is an interesting topic. Let's make this bigger and go to analysis board. Okay, maybe not so big. Like this, better. Tools, board editor, clear. And now we have a king and a rook, and we have pawn, rook, and king. And well, let's say this position. Analysis board. Okay, we want to promote there. So in this position, okay, I said fifth instead of sixth instead of fifth. I was wrong. It's fifth against the fourth instead of fourth. So the proper way to do it is with the rook here, because if you do it here, check, here, check. Wait. The Saavedra gives queen versus rook. The Saavedra? Okay, I've put a position that cannot give it. So, here we might go here actually. But what I got in this game I'm referring to was something like this. But it wasn't exactly this, but it was something like this. And in this position, I think this wins, just this. I mean, but for some reason in that game, something like this happened. And I played this queen versus rook. But it's not this position. How do you do it to get it? The Saavedra position is one of the best known chess endgame studies. I know, but oh, you mean this one, but that's not queen versus rook. I thought Saavedra was, I'm wrong probably. I thought Saavedra was this one. Let's put this here. I thought Saavedra was this one. Isn't this one? Okay. But this doesn't give queen versus rook. This gives rook versus rook, and it's winning. But yeah, white to play and win. We need to stop this and this. So the only win goes with c7. And then after check, we can't go up because pins the pawn and it's a draw. So we go here. We can't go here either because of this skewer. So we have to go here, main move. Let's show it. So he keeps checking and we keep going down until this point where we go here. And now rook d4, very interesting attempt. And now we need to promote, but to a rook, not to a queen. Because if we promote to a queen, it's an immediate draw after rook c4 check. Bam! Amazing. And yeah, we have to take it, otherwise we lose. And after we take, this is a stalemate. That's nice. So we promote to a rook. And yeah, it's queen versus rook for one move if we promote to a queen. It's queen versus rook for one move, but yeah, after this it's a draw. So therefore you have to promote to a rook, and amazingly this is a queen and rook versus king and rook winning endgame. Because we're threatening checkmate here, the king is trapped, there's no way to prevent the checkmate except for rook a4, and then we go king b3 with a double attack, or double threat, of taking the rook and checkmating. So we win the rook here. That's a very well known and beautiful study. Anyway, let's go to the puzzle. Okay, so queen a8 is a very interesting candidate move, where also it's really forced, because either black plays g5 or black throws a check. The problem with the checks that black has, rook g5 and queen g5, is if black runs out of checks at some point, that piece will block the g6 pawn and black will be checkmated. So queen a8 is really appealing here. So let's say queen g5 check king h1, there are no more checks, black is lost. Rook g5 is the same, rook g5 check, here black is lost. So I guess g5 is the only move after queen a8. That's good. So this is a very forcing line. Let's keep calculating what happens after g5. First of all, g5 blocks, removes that square for queen and rook, so black is out of. Black has no option to do checks. That's good news. I'm thinking rook h8 check has to be considered, and king g6, and I was thinking some crazy ideas like queen g8 to go rook takes h6, but of course queen back to e4 is also interesting. Or rook e8. Yeah, because that queen is a bit trapped too. Saavedra was a bad example. I'll use the same excuse Chris used. Okay, I just woke up before stream to, well, just sort of. Yeah, we're all in the same kind of status. Okay, let's calculate this forced line. Queen a8, g5, and then rook h8, king g6. And then I'm not sure. I don't see a forced idea. Well, queen e8 check, trading queens, and then promote the pawn. Rawr. But black has also the d3 pawn. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe we don't throw rook h8. Queen e4 might come to with a threat of nothing. Yeah. G5 blocks queen g5 check. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. I mean, it seems like a good position. I just want to see if we have a follow-up that gives me the clear idea that that line is totally winning. It seems like a good line. The king will be on g6, terrible. I will be active. Ah, rook e8 first. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I think I have it. So, queen a8, g5, rook e8. Because then, if the queen moves, we're gonna have queen e8 check after rook h8. So rook e8 first, and our queen is pretty safe on a8, so he has to move the queen, I think. d2 is the annoying. Yeah, but if we're threatening mates, maybe d2 at that specific point after rook e8. No, still, because now the rook is defending e6. Against d2 in that position, we go rook d1, and he can't attack with the queen anything. And then after queen c7, for example, we go rook h8, king here, queen e8 check, king f6 only move. Because our rook is no longer on the d file, queen f7 is not checkmate. So yeah, d2 is annoying, because other than that, that would be checkmate. For example, let's give a line. Queen a8, g5, rook e8. Let's say he moves the queen. We go rook h8 check, king g6, queen e8 check, rook f7 probably best, but let's say king f6. There's no queen f7. What am I thinking? Queen f8 check, king back to g6. No. Then rook f8 check, rook f8 check killing. Yeah. But against d2, queen a8, g5, rook e8, d2, rook d1, queen moves, maybe, I mean, not to f6, but maybe to c7. Queen c7 is not forced. I mean, it has c7 or f6, but on f6, after rook h8, queen e8, he has to give up the queen. Is rook e3 allowing the pawn to queen and king g2? We're still threatening mate. Can black stop it? Are we threat? Against d2. Well, that gives an extra queen with check. So I wouldn't be a fan of that move. Maybe after that he can actually sacrifice the queen on e7 to defend, like queen takes e6, because he has an extra queen on d1. So yeah, not sure about rook e3. I would play rook d1. I think our threats are really strong still. Let's say queen c7 then. Let's calculate. Even queen takes e8, yeah. So check king g6, check king f6, check king e5 only move. And if we're not winning that, then life is unfair. I think at least we can trade rooks and go queen f7, then only move is back to e5 or take it's back to e5. And then I thought f4, but he has king e4. Wait, the queen is on c7, so we don't have queen f7. Do we? We do! Yeah. Actually, queen f7? No, I thought we had a rook takes d2 idea, but no. Yeah, queen f7 is bad. Yeah, you're right. So let's go back. Let's repeat from the beginning. Queen a8. I think queen a8 is gonna be the first move. g5, rook e8, d2, rook d1, queen c7. Let's stop there for a second. No, I think we have to go. Check, check, and king f6. Then rook takes d2 doesn't really work, does it? Maybe it does. But okay, let's do the check first on f8, king e5. Maybe f4 check, that would be funny. Our queen is on e8, so we can, instead of trading rooks, we can go queen b5 check, and that wins a rook, doesn't it? Ah, there's queen c7. Okay, queen c7. On queen c7 you always have e7. Yeah, I was thinking that at some point. But there's some queen c1 ideas, and I want to be sure to be able to promote with check. But yeah, I think in this line after queen c5 we have queen e2 check, and at least we're winning a rook there. Yeah, at least we're winning a rook, so that must be it. Queen e8 check loses a rook. Rawr. What? In which line? Okay, that was easy. Yes! Okay, let's go to the analysis board and show the line I was... After queen c7, queen e8 check loses a rook. Yeah, that's what I said, that we win a rook. Or are you meaning that we lose the rook? I think we win a rook with queen e8 check. Let me put the line. Okay, so he took, but queen c7, I thought this check, 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 check. Rook d5, we win a rook, of course. Rook takes f5 and queen takes d5. So I thought this, and then check, and we're winning this rook. Because this is not possible because of this checkmate. So king must go here, and maybe we also win with rook takes d2, but at least we take the rook. That's what I saw. There might be other ways to win in this position, but once I saw we won a rook, that was enough. Nice. Okay, 3 out of 3. Nice. Let's go for the next one. Wow. Okay, as long as we don't blunder checkmate here, we should be doing fine. So this is the kind of position that first you see your opponent's threats, and then you know you cannot do a quiet move like 94. Solutions are always easy after you found them. Yes. It's the same as games are always easy after you finish them. Like during a game you're thinking a lot of things, you have a lot of doubts and concerns. Then you finish the game and all the plans were clear, like, oh yeah, I decided to do this because of that. Plans are not easy during a game. Like you have a lot of them, then only one of them, then only one line will be applied, but during the game you need to consider a lot of different things that will not happen on the board. So yeah. Okay, so candidate moves. We have a check there. The problem is the king is trapped here, and this gives some space to the king. Another candidate move is this, of course. I mean, my candidate moves have to be checks, either checks or defending the threat. But the threat is a checkmate threat as well as winning a piece. And to be honest, I don't really believe 98 is going to be a good move, even though it defends both. Okay, so one candidate move here, another candidate move there. Let's start with the capture. What do I win? Well, if he takes with king, we win, right? Check. Rook takes a2, also interesting. Rook takes a2. Hey, Mr. Savon, rook takes a2. I don't know what you mean, but neither queen takes a2 nor rook takes h2 are good because of the checkmate threat our opponent has. We either defend c7 or we check. There's no other way, because this is checkmate in 3 if we allow it. So rook takes g3, if he takes with king, I'm considering he has to be busted. But if he takes with pawn, what did we achieve? Check. Ah, we achieved something, yeah. I'm assuming... Wow, king f2 is possible. Ah no, 94. I'm assuming we win there. Hey Roken, what's up? Starter thinks queen d3 check first. Two options. Let's say king g2. And then rook takes g3 forces to take with pawn. So how that line is different from the other? That's a good question. Ah, the problem might be king f2. There's no problem there. I like both lines. So the difference, if there's a difference, it has to be king takes. And I thought he would be killed here, but maybe he's not. I mean, he's killed there. Yeah, I calculated the line. After king takes g3, we have checkmate. So if that's not different, I mean, if after rook takes, he has to take with pawn, how is that different from queen d3 and then rook takes? The difference has to be king f2, but then 94 check. Only move king to g. Let's say king g2, rook g3, and that's checkmate, isn't it? It's gonna be. All you want is to get the knight to e4 with check, so now just find the right way to get that. Yeah, the problem is I have two lines that seem winning with two different moves. That's my current problem. So rook takes g3, king takes I already calculate, so pawn takes, queen check, king g2. Maybe that's the problematic line, but I thought queen e2 check, rook f2. Ah, our knight is still on f6, so now rook h2 will not be a forced winning line. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's already a difference. So queen d3 check first gives us better chances. And I'm gonna trust you because I'm short on time. So now rook takes g3 or rook takes h2, both of them. I liked rook takes g3. I think it has to be better, because rook takes h2, bishop takes yeah, no, rook takes h2 is stupid. So rook takes g3, he has to take, then we're in the same line that I calculated. Oh, queen h3, aha. Rook takes h2, he takes queen h3 check. Aha. Yeah, and f2, the only way to avoid the checkmate, but then 94 check. Aha. King e2. Queen takes h2. And it's gonna be mate. Yeah, rook takes h2, guys. Because rook takes g3, pawn takes, queen e2, rook f2, and we're in the same line we try to avoid in the other variation, because then our knight's still here. But look at this. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Good. Let me quickly show the lines. I have to get going. Thankfully, it's one puzzle left. But yeah, I'm a bit in a time trouble, lifetime trouble. I should be having lunch like in 10 minutes. Okay. So yeah, the problem I had in the rook takes d3 line is, well, first of all, he has to take with pawn. If he takes with king, there's this forced line, and it's going to be checkmate next, no matter how he does. Rook f2, queen takes f2, and then on h2 there's mate. So, okay, that was easy. But if he takes with pawn, I wasn't sure about this line. Check there to avoid this check. Here, here, and yeah, this check he repeats. So we're not winning here. We're not winning because at some point we cannot give more checks with a checkmating idea. And that's exactly the same line that would happen if we take on g3 after, in the winning line, we played, so this is the position, okay. We played queen d3, king d2 only move to avoid knight e4 check. And if we take here, we go exactly to the same line after this. This is exactly the same line. So we have to take on h2. And it was important to notice the h3 square. Yeah. And now king back allows queen takes h2 checkmate, so king f2 only move, and finally knight e4 check. And the puzzle stopped there, but yeah, there's not a lot of options. King here, it's checkmate, so king has to go here or here. Here it's checkmate in 2, check and mate. So king e2 is the only idea, the only logical move. But then I thought just queen takes h2 check. And yeah, the knight is controlling f2 very well, so if rook f2 we just take and checkmate next move, take and checkmate. If the king goes here, there's checkmate there. So the king has to go to one of those, but then if he goes here, rook f3, rook h3 is mate, and if he goes here, which is the only option, we go here first to prevent this, and then checkmate, for example. Cool. Let's go for the final puzzle of the day. Hey, we're in check. Nice. Hey, thanks, Rogan. I like the puzzles that start being in check because there's not a lot of options. So we're in check. What are our legal moves? These, allowing rook takes knight, knight takes rook with check. I wouldn't like it. Taking the knight, that's it. That's pretty much it, unless I miss something. I can be missing something as previously. Okay, I think those are the two options. I don't really believe king b1, but you never know. Okay, what happens? What could be the worst case scenario? What is black intending to do? For example, if we take the knight, we're exposing our king, but the king can always go to b1 next. I guess the problem could be bishop takes c3. And it's all very complicated. Looks like an Artemiev game. I mean, I guess bishop takes c3 is the idea, with lots of threats. Allowing knight takes knight d2 check is not so bad, maybe. Okay. I don't like this pawn takes knight, bishop takes c3, although it's a lot to calculate. Now, king b1, the two knights are hanging. That's good news. But again, bishop takes c3 is also an idea. So if I'm going to allow bishop takes c3, I better do it taking a piece first. Yeah, knight takes d2 check, we just take. In the initial position, the material is equal. We take on g8 with check. You mean after knight takes d2, rook takes d2, if he takes on d2. But he's not gonna. He's gonna save the b4 knight, probably. So after king b1, knight takes d2 check. Let's say king. If rook takes d2, actually bishop takes c3 is again annoying, I think. And after takes, if we take on b4, there's a perpetual, or not. Maybe not. Maybe not a perpetual. Whew, this is tough. So I'm going to calculate pawn takes knight, because I don't see a clear difference between the lines, so I'm gonna start calculating the line where we grab material, why not, and see whether it loses. If it loses, I go for the other line, as simple as that. And if it does not lose and we grab material, okay, let's see. Pawn takes knight. What can black do besides bishop takes c3? I think bishop takes c3 is the logical move. Knight a2 check also. Knight to a2 check also possible. Rook takes d2, I don't believe it, because again queen takes g8 with check. So I'm never scared of rook takes d2. Bishop takes e3 or knight e2. Knight e2, let's start with the forcing line. Knight e2 check, king b1, knight takes c3, because otherwise king takes a2. Knight takes c3 check, pawn takes c3, queen takes c3. We trade everything on d8. He has to take with the king finally. Queen g8 check, king e7. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. I don't like the line, and it's pre-forcing. I'm not even calculating bishop takes c3, just knight a2. Knight a2 check. I mean, we might go king c2 instead of king b1. King b1 seems losing. But king c2, knight takes c3 anyway. That seems crushing us too. Bishop takes c3, Svisenchuk, bishop e3. No, because bishop d4 is check, Mr. Savon. Bishop takes e3, bishop e3, bishop d4 check. That's annoying. Because rook c2, bishop takes e3 is check too. Yeah. Anyway, I think pawn takes knight, we're close to losing, if not losing immediately after knight e2 check. And against king b1 or king c2, knight takes c3. And I don't like the outcome. Let's say king b1, knight takes c3 check, pawn takes, otherwise we lose a lot of material. And position would still be terrible, wouldn't it? Yeah. King a1, knight takes d1, threatening queen c1 mate. Yeah, no. So king b1, knight takes c3 check, b takes c3, queen takes c3, and yeah, that's really annoying. You like the line in the line CB? In the line CB, knight to king c2, knight takes c3. In that line bishop e3. Well, another thing I don't like about that line is that rook takes d2 will be check after king c2. But okay, let's say knight takes c3, bishop e3. Let's take it from there. The queen cannot keep the pin. That's good. He's grabbing a lot of material though for the queen. I mean, even knight takes e4 check could be a move. Maybe rook takes e8. Has to be cb3. After king b1, knight takes d2 check. White loses too much material. Yeah, it seems. But cb knight a2 check, king c2, knight takes c3, bishop e3. So instead of knight takes c3, he can start with bishop takes c3 maybe. There's one idea I didn't think of, which is bishop takes b7 at some point. And our queen can go to e4 next. cb knight a2, king c2, bishop takes c3, bishop b7. Well, bishop d7. Yeah, maybe bishop takes c3 is inaccurate because we will have king b1. So maybe in that line, bishop takes b7 wins a rook and d8. Oh, this is tough. I really want to take the knight, but I'm so scared. But okay, let's go back to the other line again and see whether it loses. It's not clear to me. We have some resources, some defensive resources against knight a2 check. But there's also the line with bishop takes c3 immediately. But again, we might trade rooks and somehow take on b4 and survive because we still have two bishops controlling important squares. So yeah, after takes and bishop takes c3, I think we just go trade all the rooks and takes on b4 to prevent any checkmate ideas, and he's left with bishop and queen. For example, bishop takes b4 check, king b1, and we have nothing to worry about. So after cb, I think knight e2 is the only concerning move. But yeah, it seems in the line with king c2 we have some resources. Against knight takes c3 we have bishop e3. So that's cool. Now king b1, let's consider it again. Knight takes d2 check. Yeah, pretty much against any move that is not bishop takes d2, he will go bishop takes c3, I think. That's a bit annoying, because there are some perpetual ideas too. And if we take with rook instead, no, I mean with bishop instead, still bishop takes c3, we cannot take here because the rook is hanging. So yeah, I think I agree with I am nobody really, and I think we need to take this. And I think now we definitely need to go to c2. And wow, thankfully the puzzle stopped there. 3000 rated puzzle. Let's go to the analysis board quickly because I really need to leave. Let's quickly have a look at this line. Okay, yeah, in the king b1 line we have some issues. So bishop let's say rook takes. Bishop takes e3 was what annoys me a bit. We have to take it pretty much, there's no other move. And here there are several ideas for black. Maybe just saving the knight. Black will have a lot of, I mean, a great position, so maybe that's the easiest. It's not the one I calculated. I calculated this, and I'm not sure whether we escape. We probably escape, so yeah, 95 probably better. And the problem is we cannot go here saying, okay, we will not ruin our structure, because after bishop takes e3 this rook is hanging. If we take with bishop, all moves should work. You just go on exchange. Yeah, black is fine. So yeah, we take knight to check. Now king b1 would be probably losing after this check and this, and yeah, this doesn't look great because we're cut here. So queen a1, queen b2 is a checkmate. Very hard to stop. So king c2 only move. Another puzzle stopped, but at first glance I was worried about knight takes e3. But it turns out that bishop e3 seems to be a good resource here, because the queen cannot be in the c file anymore, and there's no good discovered checks like this. It's not enough material for the queen. Bishop e3. Yeah, bishop e3, I think it's probably the saving resource in that line. Because before may lose a piece after queen c4, and yeah, we're a piece down here. But bishop e3, yeah, bishop e3. Now if he takes with the bishop, there's no knight c3 check anymore, so we're probably gonna be safe with the king in the corner. We might trade. We might take the free exchange here, or maybe this is too scary. I think we can run. There's no worry. There's no problem there. So for example, oh, but he has this. Yeah, I missed that. I missed this check here. And yeah, still white should be winning, or at least have the upper hand in this endgame, but hard to assess. Probably I did something wrong here. Probably there's a better idea than bishop takes b7. Okay, maybe just trade everything. And then bishop takes e3, just take back. How? Ah, you mean there's no problem? Like I can do it now, but there might be a problem here. Just taking it immediately instead of trading rooks. Keeping this defended. That's scary. I have to admit that this is scary. This is very scary. This would scare me to the bones. Queen takes a3, big time threat, as well as this is hanging. But yeah, I have the feeling white has to have something here. But it has to be something strong. We cannot go slow here. Yeah, probably the forced line is working already. The forced line, I mean this one. I mean, if it's not working, we're checkmated, but check. And yeah, the bishop is really nice controlling this square, because in some lines like this, we have checkmate. And next move is queen d8 checkmate. So yeah, bishop g5 check is strong. If king tries to run, it's going to be checkmate anyway, and this is a very beautiful pattern, this, when you have this bishop. So yeah, the king seems checkmated after bishop g5 check. Best he can try might be this, but no, it's the same. It's the same. Cool. Yeah, trade everything on bishop g5. That's a really strong threat that avoids any knight c3 business. Okay, this would be a risky line, and it works. I mean, hard to, very counterintuitive, but I mean, we're attacked, so we need to calculate with accuracy here. Okay, and I think I'm done. I just wanted to point out a line I mentioned. I cannot remember what the line was. Ah, yeah, if he doesn't go 92. The other move, the one that scared me the most when I first looked at the position, was this one, but then I realized just trading everything should be more than fine. We trade everything here. And now we don't take the bishop, we might lose, but we take the knight. And these bishops are great defenders. So after king b1 here, for example, we're just a piece up. There's nothing to be scared about. Okay, cool. That was a good session. 5 solved puzzles. Rating keeps going up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on a trip this afternoon, so I'm not gonna do the stream with Quartillo as usual. But I'll be back tomorrow with more chess, probably on Lichess, if not on chesscap.org. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for helping me with the puzzles. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.